voices. One man will become many. We are not alone out here. Listen to my story.
Great Scott!
No need to panic.
Captain Bonnie Jackson.
Just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Alright, we get it.
Get ready for an adventure unlike any you've ever seen
What is that?
or heard.
My delicate ears can't take it no more!
Prepare yourself for laughter,
Tears.
and moments of neither. Get set for the voice who end all voices. The master of mouth, the king of characterization, the prince of pronunciation, the infinite impersonator, the architect of audible. Now, the one, the only. Is anybody buying this yet? Ladies and gentlemen of the band, please help me welcome to the stage every voice you've heard and will hear, including this one, is Arnold.
Welcome to Star Wars Movies. You guys having fun? Having a good time? Having fun? Excellent! Let's see ya. Welcome to Obi-Wan and Beyond. Oh, man, I got it all the way back. Woo! All right, oh, you're very tall. Okay. I got all here. Okay, come on up here. Oh, man, that was exhausting. Oh, you guys okay if I just do the show from up here now? Okay, my name is James Arnold Taylor. I'm your host, there you go, of Star Wars Weekend, but I'm also the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi because I'm a voice actor, you see. Hey, let's hear it from the crew right here back in the back. And let's give a big round of applause for all those people backstage who are working very hard to make the show go. So I'm a voice actor, and I think voice acting is the best job in the world. I do. I think it's great. It's so fun because you get to be so many different things. Now, I'm being the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi, though, I think we need Obi-Wan in the show, don't we? It is called Obi-Wan and Beyond. So, who knows? I think you might know this. What's that famous line that Princess Leia says in A New Hope about Obi-Wan? Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. So, what if we all harness the Force? We bring it together. And can we get a little mood music? All right, we're all gonna say it together. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Well, hello there. I felt a great disturbance in the Force, as if a whole planet cried out at once. Welcome everyone to Obi-Wan and Beyond. Now, James, I understand the Obi-Wan part of the title, but the rest is beyond me.
I see what you did there. Well, see, I'm the voice of many other characters besides Obi-Wan Kenobi in TV and video games, movies, things like that, and I want to share that with everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I always knew the Force was strong with you. I should be watching by a hologram from my post here.
Oh, and where is here? Where are you at?
I can't say for fear of the Empire monitoring this signal, but if you think it's hot there with one sun, try two. Move along, James. Move along.
Move along, James. Move along. Move along. Man, it gets me every time with that Jedi mind trick, I'm telling you. Okay, so, being a voice actor, coolest job in the world, right? Why? Well, because we get to be so many different things. Pretty much whatever our voice can come up with, whatever the writers, the directors, and the producers can dream up, if we can make it come out here, then it can come out there and be beautiful and capture your imagination. And that's what I think is the greatest thing about storytelling. So I've always wanted to do it. Since I was 4 years old, I knew I wanted to be an entertainer and do voices. So this is the awe moment here. Oh, what happened? I'm still the same height now. It's weird. But I loved it, and I would go to the library and I would check these things out. They were called cassette tapes and records. And what I would do is I would listen to old radio programs. The old-time radio programs from the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, they were fantastic stuff because this is the beginning of voice acting. This is where we started to learn how to tell stories using just our voices, and it was the beginning of all of it for all of us, really.
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
So who's playing first?
Yes.
I need the fellow's name.
Who?
The fellow playing first base.
Who is on first?
Well, what are you asking me for? Drama. I love you, Margot.
And I love you, child, Mark.
There's someone else, isn't there?
No, child.
No? Then why don't you tell me who this is? Hello, Margot. Sports! The champion's looking in bad shape. The challenger's got the ropes. He's getting to the left, and the right, and the left, and the right, and still left, and the left, and then the right.
Music. Baby. Ah, sweet kindly. Like sugar from a candy tree. All the kisses from the line.
News. Take line, Europe, 1945. The German high command switched their forces to the Allies. Hitler's making the town give up a fight. And suspense.
I'm telling you, whatever you do not open that door.
I must see.
Trust me, nothing can prepare you for what is on the other side.
But Hello, Margot.
Yes, the world of entertainment at your fingertips through the miracle of radio.
It's all there. You just hear it. You can envision it in your head. And I would work really hard as a kid to make the same voices I heard in my head come out of my mouth. And I would study. So people say, oh, voice actors, they go into little booths, little padded rooms, and they talk to themselves, and it's great. They make a bunch of money. No. It's a lot of study. And kids, I would study extremely hard every day by watching a lot of cartoons. It's true. Oh, and reading. Comic books. Yeah. I even would draw my own comics and created them. My hero was called The Sound. He'd use sound waves to create alternate realities for the bad guys, disguising them as all the sounds they would hear. It was great. And, you know, being a little kid, sitting in his room, talking to himself, dreaming of being a voice actor, I probably looked and sounded like...
I have control of all the sounds you hear. I fight crime and pursue justice. I am the sound.
That's what we do, right? We dream all these things up and we cram up with all this stuff. But, see, it's very different in a kid's head. See, in my head, it sounded a lot more like... I'm not Billy D. I can't pull it off, man. Hello. Hey, was anybody here last week when Billy D was here? How awesome was that, right? Mark Hamill. Anybody see Mark Hamill? He's in some movie or something? It was great. This has been so great. How about Clone Wars? You guys like Clone Wars? I have been so fortunate to work with these great actors, and I hope you get to see the show. If you missed it, see it tomorrow, okay? But it's great stuff. I love doing this. Now, I loved comic books, I loved cartoons, but I also loved puppets. I loved these puppets. Oh, hey, Bert. Now, I noticed that some of these puppets' voices sounded like other puppets' voices. Oh, hello, Bert. But it didn't matter, right? They were awesome. Oh, and by the way, Kermit singing Rainbow Connection, could pretty much bring the biggest bully on the playground to tears and save me from his wrath. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side?
It's so true.
See, so it was good that I learned these voices, because every year, no matter what, I was always the smallest kid in my class. Bit of an exaggeration, guys, but yeah, no, actually pretty true, but I was. So I found that my mimicry helped me. You know, if everybody had a favorite TV show, I'd recreate scenes from it. Or if there was a movie out that everybody loved, I would recreate scenes from that as well. I was, you know, this was before the internet. It was before YouTube and DVDs, and VCRs were brand new and they cost a bunch of money. So basically, for me and my friends, I was like TiVo. I was like Jackvo, you know? Be very, very quiet. I want to damn it.
What's up, Doc? I'll tell you what's up. It's wallet season. Duck season. Wallet season. Duck season. Fire!
You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but mind. Flight com, I can't hold it. She's breaking up. She's breaking up. Steve Austin, astronaut, a man barely alive. Gentlemen, we can't rebuild him. You're gonna need a bigger boat. Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Kid, get us out of here.
I'm sorry, Michael. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Oh. Jason. Snakes. What about snakes?
Yep, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you'll miss it.
Your powers are weak, man.
You can't win, Golf. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than possible.
Oh, wait a second, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? At the moment? Wait, I see, Arnold. You gotta put a time machine in your car. Why not give us some style? Besides, the stainless steel construction made the first so that's... Look out! Oh, this is heavy. Don't you think that voice acting is pretty fun and cool? All these voices, all these sounds, isn't it fun? I love it. I love coming up with different things. And you know, I gotta tell you, when I was 16, I took all this talking to myself to the stage as a stand-up comic. At 17, I got into radio and became a DJ, and my hair grew. And then, by the time I was in my 20s, I built my own home recording studio and started my own voiceover production company. And one of my very first clients was Moviefone. And I don't know if you all remember Moviefone back when you actually had to call it and find out what was there. You would have to sit through these commercials and trailers for movies. Well, I was the guy that would write and produce all of the commercials for those. So one time, they needed a trailer for Jurassic Park 2. But they didn't have any of the sounds from the movie yet. They wanted the sound of a T-Rex stomping up and letting out a thunderous howl. And then the announcer would say, "Something has survived." And I thought, okay, I can do the announcer with the T-Rex, really? So I used what I had. I used my voice and my lunch. Let me explain. So I had a bag of chips and I had a multi-track recorder. Now a multi-track recorder plays everything, many different tracks, different sounds all together. So you can create different layers, and that's how they do all sounds from movies and television and all that. So in my studio, I took that multi-track recorder and I made several layers of me doing simply this. For the footsteps. Put some bass on it, some reverb. Then I took my bag of chips and I filled it with, this shows my date, I'm dating myself here now, but this is audio tape. And I took the audio tape because it made the great sound, the rustling of the bushes. And then the chips in the bag made the crushing of the ground. So I would combine those tracks with, what do you see for the footsteps. Now I needed the voice of the T-Rex. So I took my cup, popped out the back there, and I put my voice through a vocal processor, which pitched it way down. Ooh, like that. It's fun. Okay, and so every sound that you hear now is me and a bag of chips. Here we go. So, it's very cool to be able to do all of these great sounds and create all these multiple...
James, are you alright? I thought I heard the Zillow beast.
No, I'm okay. I was just explaining to T-Rex and talking to myself. It's okay.
Good. I was going to say...
Ooh, you have a bad feeling about this?
Yes, but I believe there's a quota on that line in this show. But I want to save it for when it really matters.
That's okay. Okay, well, see, now here's the thing. I took all this work that I did in radio and all the stuff I did in movie phone, and I loved it. So I thought, what can I do? I want to be a voice actor. How am I going to do this? So I put a demo tape together. And back then, you would put all these different sounds of all the voices you can do, the things you can do with your voice. But let me also be clear. Many voice actors make a great living with one voice. You don't need to be a voice actor and do 100 voices. You can do one and do it well and know your voice and know how to use it. And you can be very successful at it. But I happen to have a knack for doing voices, so I put a demo together and I finally got an agent, and I started the process of auditioning. Now, the audition process is one of those things where it's your chance to show the writers and the directors, the producers, that you're the right person for the job. And in a voiceover audition, you can have no inhibitions. You have to be able to make funny faces, whatever it takes to get those sounds out and to give them the character they're looking for. But even in a simple audition for, say, a radio commercial, they're going to throw all sorts of things at you, and you never quite know what to expect.
Okay, James, make yourself comfortable. We want you to sound very real, casual, conversational. We're looking to get this in about 1.7 seconds. Oh, and don't make it too announcery. For this first take, just give us whatever you have in mind, okay?
Okay, great.
Great, we're rolling. Take one.
Use only as directed.
Great. Okay, let's try one a little more conversational.
Use only as directed.
Now more serious.
Use only as directed.
What if we needed it in 3.8 seconds instead of 1.7?
Use only as directed.
Okay, now stretch it out, but go back to 1.7 seconds.
Use only as directed.
How about with a German accent?
Use only as directed.
New York, maybe?
Hey, use only as directed. What?
British?
Use only as directed.
How about French?
Use only as directed.
Romanian?
Directed. Use only as.
What would a woman sound like?
Use only as directed.
Whisperer?
Use only as directed.
Yeah, more staccato.
Use only as directed.
How about a real announcery voice?
Use only as directed.
Now energizing.
Use only as directed.
Bigger and faster.
Use only as directed.
Faster and bigger.
Use only as directed.
Bigger.
Use only as directed.
Okay, stand by. Sounds real good, James. You know, we're actually thinking we're going to go with your first take. Thanks for coming in.
Now you know why it's a padded room. It's kind of crazy, but it's fun. I love doing it. And I gotta tell you, when I was a little kid, in my room, talking to myself, dreaming of being a voice actor, I never could have imagined in a million years that I would be voicing video games. You think, James, video games, they're everywhere, they're huge, why not? Well, see, when I was a kid, video games looked like this. I mean, what do you think? Yeah, there's not a lot there. But there's a lot there in video games now. They're really great. They're great fun to do. And I've been very fortunate to be the voice of some pretty cool characters like Ratchet from Ratchet & Clank, Tidus from Final Fantasy X, Lego Spider-Man, the Silver Surfer, Professor Charles Xavier, Great Scott, young Dr. Owl, I'm a handcuff and fish leaks for How to Train Your Dragon. Prince Charming, gingerbread man. I'm also Arthur in the Shrek video games. The voice of all the minions.
And the fallen transformer.
It's pretty fun to be video games. Thank you. It's the coolest job ever, right? It is. And also, as a voice actor, compared to what we call on-camera actors, actors that spend their time in front of cameras and sitting in trailers and getting fruit platters and doing all that waiting around, they do a lot of waiting. We do a lot of driving around. See, voice actors have to be in many different studios throughout a single day. So I could start my day driving out to Disney Studios in Burbank to do a voice that we have right here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, The Legend of Jack Sparrow. Have you been to that? I'm the voice of the skull in that ride, right? So then you go and you hear me going, "Arr, you know the words. Yo ho, pirate's life for me. That's right, we did it, we won it, right for me. We got me out of yo ho. We kicked out the rabbit, you don't give a fuck. We got me out of yo ho." But then I gotta rush over to Santa Monica and do the voice of one of those movie trailer guys. Critics are calling it so-so. Not one of this year's best. Then I'm off to Studio City to do some new dialogue for an animated show that was done 6 months earlier. This is called ADR, or Automatic Dialogue Replacement. Thanks, Doc. I'm ready to get back to playtime. And then I'm off to my home studio to patch in on the ISDN line for a quick promo for Fox.
Animation dominations all new Sunday, 7/6 Central on Fox.
Then I gotta yap do it over to Hollywood to do the voice of two of my favorite cereal commercial characters.
Huh? Bonnie, my pedals.
And one of my personal favorites, the strawberry mini-wheat. Hey guys, a little family reunion, not true. Then I gotta go over to Century City to voice what we call a tag, also known as that voice that comes out at the end of the commercial says it was stuff you can never understand because it's talking so fast. Offer expires in 30 see so for details. Better sound include extras on 77. Environment, seaboard, prohibited use only. It's directed. Traffic just so I can make my way home to start all over again the next day. Now I'm not complaining, I love what I do, but it's all in a day's work for a voice actor. So we learned about voice acting, we like voice acting, it's kind of cool, right? Still, maybe with me, yeah? And you can see that there's all sorts of different types of voice actors, voice recording, ways of doing it. Now, if you're doing an animated TV show, like say the Clone Wars, you're usually in the studio with the rest of the cast reading like an old-time radio play.
Look, it's Kenobi.
Oh, terribly sorry,
Master Obi-Wan, look out!
Freeze, Jedi scum.
I have a bad feeling about this. Now, if you're doing an animated feature film, you're all alone in the studio with just the director giving you lines to react to.
Scene 4, take 9. Please, don't leave me. You mean everything to me.
And you mean everything to me. I love you.
Oh, and I love you too. And cut.
Yeah, see, you may never even meet your co-stars. As a voice actor, I've worked for some of Hollywood's biggest names, but I gotta tell you, rarely are we in a room together, or do we even meet. But if you're doing a radio commercial, you're usually with the other actors.
Hey, Bob, what's wrong?
Oh, it's this headache.
Well, here, try this.
Use only as directed.
Yeah, that's my line. If you're doing a narration, you're alone in the studio. A promo or a trailer, you're alone. A video game, alone again, naturally. Now, you also have to know your tools, your microphone and your headphones. See, you can't get into the studio and be startled by the sound of your own voice in the headphones.
That's me? I sound so high-pitched.
You ever had that happen where you hear yourself and you're like, wow, that's not me? We all generally hear ourselves bigger, deeper, with more bass than everybody else because we hear ourselves through our own heads and not just our ears.
Hey, baby. Yeah, that's more like it.
So you can't be surprised when you hear yourself and then back off the microphone and not be so loud. Ooh, and speaking of loud, you don't want to wear loud clothes, like a finely starched shirt, a leather jacket, or leather pants, jingly jewelry, or worst of all, squeaky shoes. You don't want to have a smacky sounding mouth or plosive P's, T's, or B's, or sibilant S's. S. And when you say words that start with those letters, slightly turn your head away from the microphone, or hold a pencil in front of your mouth, which you can also use as a sound effect for chattering teeth. which is appropriate because most studios are freezing. Like, you just don't want to be too close to the mic, but not too far. If you're gonna yell, you slightly back off. If you're gonna whisper, you lean in a little. So you just have to know and enjoy this dance with your partner, the microphone. Sorry, did you say I stink?
Yeah, that's right, I stink.
Well, I'm kind of in the middle of a show here.
Oh, you're in the middle of something. I would call it a show.
We got somebody heckling me out here, huh?
Heck, we're all a lot funnier than you.
How are you? All right, who is this?
You can call you want, but you'll never find me.
Oh, I think I'll find you. Where are you? Is it you?
Not even close.
Okay, you.
No, I'm over here.
Here, okay, I'm here. Is it you?
Wrong again.
Oh.
But you're getting warmer.
It's gotta be you. You look like me when I was your age.
Obi-Wan.
No? Okay.
The force is stronger than you.
I know who this is. That's Johnny Test.
That's Mr. Johnny Test to you. And you'll never find me because I am the son of Johnny Test.
Okay, wait, Johnny. How did you get out of my throat? How are you doing this? Okay, I'm the voice of Johnny Test.
Borrowed my genius twin sister's latest experiment. The vocal extractor 2000.
Yeah.
So now, I'm just a voice.
Oh, well, hate to tell you, Johnny, but your shadow's showing.
Huh? Ooh, don't look. Well, they did say there could be some side effects. But hey, look, Ma, I'm on TV. Woo!
Okay, oh yeah, all right, okay. No, stop that. You stop, get back in my throat so I can show how to do Johnny Test and get on with the show.
Yeah,
Stop it.
Oh, yeah? How do you plan on doing that, voice boy? You don't have a vocal extractor 2000.
Nope, but there's an app for that.
Say what?
Here comes Johnny.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, now to put you back in my throat where you belong.
Oh, come on. I don't want to go back in your throat. You're old like my dad. Awesome. Hey, would you guys like to see how I do Johnny Test and many other voices of that show on the show right now? Would you like to see a demonstration? Let's do it. Imagine a voiceover that can actually turn a boring old day into an exciting movie. Stand back, citizens, for this looks like a job for Johnny X.
Johnny X, I, Dark Vegan, will destroy you.
Man, is it hard to breathe with this mask on. And you need some help from me, Mr. Mittens.
And me, the beekeeper.
Help!
Pork Belly is under attack by bad guys. But who are these super evil villains and where in the world was Johnny X to save us? More on that after a word from our sponsor.
I'm Dark Beetle. Try my piles of honey bar. So are you guys gonna take over the universe or the world or something?
Don't know yet. We're kicking around some ideas.
Ooh, I like Johnny's suggestion of taking over the world. Anyone else taking over the world? You know, on second thought, I guess I'll leave all the voice acting to you, James. That's pretty cool. Stuff. I love doing it.
Well done, James. No doubt all that experience prepared you for your greatest voice challenge.
Oh, Fred Flintstone. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that.
No.
Leonardo the Ninja Turtle?
No. I was referring to a certain Jedi.
Jedi. Oh, yeah, of course. Plo Koon. How could I forget?
Between you and Anakin, why do I bother?
Okay, see, for those of you that may not know, Plo Koon is another Jedi in the world of Star Wars, and on the Clone Wars, I got to provide his voice for 6 seasons, and it was great fun. It was a great honor as well, because our director on the show, Dave Filoni's favorite character is Plo Koon. So I was thrilled to be able to come up with a voice with him, and the direction Dave gave me when coming up with that voice was simply one word. He wanted Gandalf. He wanted that Ian McKellen sound and vibe to the voice. And, you know, with a voice like that, it's hard to not sound dramatic in everything you say. The old saying is that a great thespian with a big British voice like that can read just about anything and make it sound dramatic or exciting or compelling from, well, they always say the phone book, but I was thinking more like maybe stereo instructions. What do you think?
Stereo speaker installation.
Walt's connecting the left and right speaker interfaces. One must be certain to make the connections properly. For if the cords are not firmly plugged in, no sound shall
So cloaking is fun to do. It's fun. My wife gets annoyed at it though. How was your day?
It was fantastic!
Pack it up, Sparky, okay. So the thing about Clone Wars was I wasn't just Obi-Wan and Plo Koon, because when you go in to do an animated series, they usually will have you do a couple other voices in each episode. So I got to be all these great characters in Clone Wars through the 6 seasons of the show, and I love doing it. In the clip you're about to see, every single voice you hear is me. And hopefully, if I've done my job right, you never knew it. Enjoy.
What's your pleasure? Can I help you? May I help you? Shifazi Manchucho.
You're going to release us and hunt us down for sport.
Try and keep up, clone. This one was faster than most. I've lost the scent.
Helpless not arrive soon. The entire artillery garrison will be wiped out.
Time for the Jedi to meet with this fatal accident. I guess things can be worse. Though I'm not sure how.
Take them to interrogation. Torture them slowly.
The Assembly has decided that the actions of Chairman Cho are out of order.
You're looking a little too young to be a Jedi.
1,000 apologies, young one.
What's this? What are you eating?
Stand up.
You can't take us home, Jedi.
Would you like to try and prove your theory?
I'm celebrating the death of a Jedi. I have a bad feeling about this.
May the Force be with you.
Wasn't Clone Wars a great show? You can still see it on Netflix, which is pretty cool. I loved being all those characters, but I do have to say that probably my favorite one to do was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
Obi-Wan. Now that's a name I actually hear quite a bit. Yeah. But I never could have imagined when I was 7 years old and I first saw Star Wars in a drive-in theater in San Jose, California, that old Ben and I would come together someday, and that when Luke Skywalker asked, "Oh, you know," that I'd get to say someday, "Of course I know. He's me." Now my adventures with Obi-Wan started back in 2002 for the micro series of the Clone Wars. I don't know if anybody ever saw that. But and it started all of this fun stuff. So they asked me to match Ewan McGregor's voice as closely as I could because the films were still being made. So I went into my little padded room and I listened to Ewan McGregor's voice and I repeated after him.
Hello there.
Hello there.
This is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Good job.
Oh, thanks. Good job. Well, anyway, the folks at Lucas thought I did a pretty decent job, and they asked if I would do some other things, like the Revenge of the Sith video game, which was, as I say, being made the same time as the movie, which was really cool because I got to see parts of the film before it came out. So it was a Star Wars fan's dream. But Ewan McGregor did such a brilliant job portraying this character, bringing new depth and areas in for this young Obi-Wan, and he has these different layers. And there's this one particular role, or scene I should say, from the films that we had to recreate for the games. It's really one of my favorites.
You are the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them! Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness! You're my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
Great actor, and it's fun to be able to do this because, see, now while my job as Obi-Wan started as a voice match for Ewan McGregor, I've actually voiced more Obi-Wan Kenobi than any other actor, which is very humbling to think of. I even got to suit up as him in a fan-made film called Hughes the Force, which combined John Hughes films and Star Wars, which was great fun. I hope you get to see it. But 9 years ago, when the Clone Wars started, director Dave Filoni and, of course, George Lucas gave all of us as actors the freedom to take these characters and kind of make them our own. And the greatest thing for me as a voice actor is when I talk to fans now and they say that when they hear Obi-Wan Kenobi in their head, that they hear my voice, which is really, that's high praise for somebody. And I gotta tell you, I love coming to Star Wars weekends. I love meeting all of you, especially the younglings. And I say, do you know what Obi-Wan Kenobi and I have in common?
Why, we share the same voice.
That's right. Obi-Wan Kenobi holds a very special place in my heart as a fan of Star Wars, but as a voice actor as well. And I gotta tell you, there's nothing better than walking into a studio, having those doors open up, getting on that microphone, and getting to say those words. The voice of the Lord. I am a voice actor that does a lot of voice doubling. That means if a celebrity, just like a stunt double, is not able to provide their own voice for something because they're off doing something else, they will hire somebody like myself to fill in for them. And everybody from Michael J. Fox to David Spade to Ewan McGregor to Johnny Depp, all these various people are going to do it. And Christopher Walken. And I love doing this work. But what I've found through doing it is that all voices are tones. And basically, you can get from one voice to the next by just making small changes in your voice. Lowering your pitch or raising it back up, giving it an accent. Let me give you an example here. Let's start with my regular voice. Somewhere here. Okay. And then we're gonna pitch it up a little higher, make it a little more nasal, and we'll find Michael Emerson hiding in there. He played Benjamin Linus on the TV show Lost. He had such a way of talking. Everything he said sounded creepy and just a little off. Now, if you take the creep factor out, make it a little more folksy and friendly, you get Ron Howard. Lose the folk and give it some soul, and now it's Justin Timberlake, and it's becoming like a social network of voices. Use some wizardry in the British accent, you get Daniel Radcliffe. Lay back, give it a little twang, all right. Shift it over just a little, and it's Heath Ledger as the Joker, and he completes me. Pushing up to the front of your mouth, and it's Christian Slater, who you call dumb and tone is Jack Nicholson. You raise it back up and seem less interested in David Spade. You are. Oh, I'm McLovin, and I totally sound like, whoa, wait a second, Doc, it's me again, so let's drop it down a tone and get Shia LaBeouf. Whoa, wait a second, Optimus. You mean to tell me that my car is a robot? Oh, I gotta tell you, this is like unbelievable. You know, I gotta go and tell Sandy, because it's crazy the way his voices intertwine. The way I work out my sentence structure is not the similar to a smaller than the average bear. Ruffy boy. Hey, Fred, you know, they really say me. To properly connect the voices here, you just gotta it's in the hole. Talking big? Huh? Talking big, Well, if I'm caught with you, I'm sorry. It's just, I love you, Spartacus. Oh, and I love you too. Wait a minute, dum-dum, you sound like me. All right, nobody panic.
Panic's my middle name. Yogi Bones. Oh, Yogi, I'm gonna have to tell Mr. Ranger if he's gonna come and make an offer. Oh, yeah, like a Kansas spinach. Well, blow me down and
Hoo-ha, okay. You ever noticed how Pacino's voice is slowly turning into Jim Ignatowski from Taxi? I mean, great Scott, there's a direct correlation between voices. This is temporal experiment number 1. If you take Dr. Emmett Brown and teach him karate, you get Hong Kong food. One super guy. Give him a British accent, and you might find John Hurt lurking about in there. Take away the British accent, bring it down to more control, and you'll find Alec Baldwin, who if you take and drop down a tone, it's Christian Bale's Batman. Drop him down to almost a whisper, and it's Jack Palance. Actually, I think it's Eastwood Punk. Really? Go ahead, make my voice. Depends on your definition of the word voice. With a surfer twang, you might find Nicolas Cage hiding in there. Seconds here. And he's really hiding way up here. You know he's crazy like Frank Kelly, and don't do it, John Brett.
Dana Carvey doing Regis filming. He's out of control. Not gonna do Dana Carvey doing George Bush with Dana Carvey doing Johnny Carson. Of course, if I want to do the real Johnny Carson, I gotta drop my voice down and tone to write about that. We got a great show for you tonight. Hi-ho. No, mate. It's not high as you ever. It's Johnny Depp, not Johnny Carson. Sometimes the power night. Other times, he's a chocolatier. It's making me madder than the Hatter Alice. Oh, that's funny with the mats and the hats and the...
Oh, funny how? Funny like I'm a clown, like I'm here to amuse you, huh? Because I'm not a clown. I'm a chicken, huh? Can you like chicken?
No, son. You gotta get me down, boy. Down to I'm a therapist. What you need is a checkup from the backup. Because it's a big convenient truth that life is like a hot cup chocolate.
Chocolate's cool.
I like the ones with the peanut. Yeah. Wah, yo. Yeah. Ooh. That's always. So then they're running and screaming.
It's very bad for any relationship.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Sweet. Either way, it's a no-win situation. I'm looking for my son Nemo, and I'm trying to train my dragon. We have the same voice. You know what I'm saying? So let's move it over sideways, and it's hollow to your body. Or is it polarizing? You know what I'm saying? But the real question is, who are these people? So it's like a school, all these crazy voices like blend together,
Yes, near and far. Right, Ricky, did you say tricky? Because I gotta tell you, I get no respect at all. Oh yeah, but if I did, that'd be great. Gazoo, yeah, but damn, but don't do. Ooh. Mary, ooh. I must say this whole thing's making me quite mental. Oh, hey, no. Stop. Soon. Judy.
Give me all this crazy thing.
Lady with the digging the flavor in the joint.
Heavens to Murgatroyd, exit stage left, you bro. Bleh.
What makes me think? Ring it around town. Okay. You know, matter of fact, we got a great show for you. Not even that's all the time we got. So, that's all.
Have you guys had fun?
Now I'm impressed. However, I think it wise to wrap up and end on this high note. You know, spending time with you, Jay, just made time of that can seem almost dull. So, if my transmission is breaking up, enjoy the rest of the slow off weekends, everyone. And may the force be with you. Always.
May the force be with you as well, Obi-Wan. That's gonna be a long distance, Bill. Sorry, Disney. Okay, well, hey, so this is my favorite part of the show, actually. This is the part where I get to thank you. I get to thank you for sharing with me, as I share with you, my life as a voice actor, which has been this just great adventure for me. It's something I knew I always wanted to do, and I pursued it with a passion. And I never could have dreamed, though, as a little kid, that I'd get to be so many cool, great voices, you know, sitting in my little room, doing voices and talking to myself. But I think a lot of times, too, when we look at somebody that has achieved something, we look and we go, oh, my life must be so easy now, and it must be so great. But I gotta tell you, all of us go through struggles. All of us go through challenges. And for me, February 13th, 2005 was a red letter date. Because on that day, I had some good stuff happen, which I didn't find out for later, and some bad stuff. The bad stuff was something I never could imagine was lost. I lost my voice. And I don't mean just like, oh, woke up a sore throat. I mean, I lost my voice. And there wasn't a good chance that it was going to come back anytime soon. In fact, the doctors told me that if I wanted to get it back, I was going to have to stop talking. See, we bought this house, my wife and I, because we were about to adopt our daughter from China, and it had black mold in it. And I went from about 135 pounds to 96 pounds. I got very, very sick. I got massive laryngitis, throat infections, compromised immune system, and it really affected me. And I didn't know what I was going to do, because this was my life. This is all I've ever been able to do. It's all I've ever wanted to do. And I was stuck. And I asked why? Why is this happening? Because I think that's what happens when we hit a struggle. But I also decided, okay, I'm not just going to go and take a bunch of pills and never get better. And I chose a more holistic approach to it. And so I found a macrobiotic diet, which is what they use when people have cancer and things, and it seemed to help clear up the mold for me. It took about 2.5 years to do that, but I got my voice back. But 8 months into it, it all started to make sense when we held our little girl for the first time in China. And now here it is 9 years later, and we are all a happy, healthy family, and so much more grateful for all the challenges. And I'm serious when I say I'm grateful for the challenge, because it taught me how to be a dad in a new and better way than I ever could have imagined. But there was something else that happened on that day, that red letter date, I say, February 13th, 2005. So there was something good that happened. Well, when you adopt a child, you don't get their paperwork until 6 months later. And when we got it, we found out that that's my daughter's birthday. So there was a promise connected to that day that I thought I was losing everything and it was going to be a bad day and a bad life. There was a promise that said, you know what, it's going to be okay, but I'm challenging you, because we get challenged in life. And I wonder what you're going through right now. These are quotes from people that I enjoy reading, and I see it and I go, okay, this is great, and it inspires me, because when I wake up in the morning, I have a choice. I can be really negative, I can be really upset, I can be like, yeah, whatever, or I can go, okay, today's probably not going to go exactly how I want it to go, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to make the best out of it. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. Every single person in this room has a dream inside you. You have something that you've always wanted to do. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, I know you want the best for your kids, but I want to tell you, I want the best for you too, okay? Because all of us have dreams, and it's never too late to pursue them. We're the happiest place on earth. Come on, you got to pursue those dreams. You got to let go a little, but you've got to remember these dreams. Keep track of them every day. And write them down. Look at them. Remember them. And try for them. If it's a good dream, it's not for material gain, it's not to just be famous or to make a bunch of money and all that. If it helps other people, that's something to go after. That's something worth doing. If it's something you can do naturally inside of you, all I ever could do was voices. I knew I had to pursue it. So I encourage you today to pursue your dreams. Because if you change the world, it doesn't have to change this world, you gotta change your world. But by you doing that, my world will be changed. The people sitting next to you's world will be changed. It'll all be for the better. So I hope that you take those moments and you look at them and you have friends that encourage you to encourage them and vice versa. Because this life is worth living and it's wonderful if you just look at it. In fact, again, we're in the best place for it. But today you heard a lot of people, you heard a lot of voices, but it was all one man with one throat. But it was
many voices. You have been witness to the local daredevil, the magician of mimicry, the little guy with the big voice in the little attic room.
Talking to myself. Thank you so much. Go get your dreams. God bless you.